ONE FC knows exactly what they're fucking doing, guys. They know exactly what they're doing. I've seen Ariel Hawani, Brendan Schaub, all these, well, two guys actually, not all these guys, two fucking guys in the MMA world have been saying, like, what are ONE FC doing? Like, what are they doing to these UFC guys? They should be letting them up easy and building their profile over there, not just feeding them to the juiced up wolves. ONE FC knows exactly what they're doing, and they've known what they're doing from the absolute fucking start. Okay? They're trying to make a statement. They're trying to make a statement that they're better than the UFC. They're not trying to take advantage of these UFC stars. They're trying to embarrass them. That's what they're doing. They saw Sage Northcutt, a big name in the UFC, but not because he's good. But the casual fan doesn't know that. The casual fan sees UFC fighter gets knocked out in the first round, one punch, against fucking Cosmo Alexander, absolute fucking savage. They don't even know, no casual fan in America really knows who Cosmo Alexander is. He's a fucking savage. Okay, and Sage Northcutt would get nothing for winning. It was a lose-lose situation for Sage. Goes in there, gets knocked out in the first round, fractures his skull in about 1,000 pieces. ONE FC knows exactly what they're doing. They're proving a point. They're bullying the UFC fighters. They did it with Eddie Alvarez. Get him knocked out in the first round. If they really wanted these $1 million contracts to succeed, they'd be nurturing these guys. They'd be, hey Yamamoto, or whoever, Yamamoto, whatever his name is, that fought Eddie Alvarez. Take it easy, yeah? Take it easy. Just go, make it interesting, go down. We want to keep our investment. They're not trying to keep their investment. They're trying to fuck up the UFC, guys. And they tried to do it with Demetrious Johnson. He was fighting a guy that was fucking, I don't know how much bigger than him. So I think they've been telling a few porkies about their weight cutting system. Because Demetrious Johnson, I think he was under the impression that he was going in there and their hydration thing means that no one cuts any weight. So he weighs in at 135 or whatever he weighed in at. But I think that they're allowed to cut weight, but just not too much. And that was an impression that I don't think Demetrious Johnson was under, because he was much smaller than the guy he faced, and he came in some trouble in that fight as well. But he managed to get it done because, of course, he's a pound for pound one of the best fighters in the fucking world right now. He beat Cejudo in the second fight, in my opinion. ONE FC knows exactly what they're doing. They're making a statement. They've already dispatched with Alvarez. If he loses again, they can cut him from ONE FC, let's say. And guess what? That $1 million contract, I don't know why I said million twice. It made it sound like there was more. That $1 million contract that Eddie Alvarez has, guess what? He's only getting paid that over this amount of time. You know what I mean? So if he loses 2 in a row and they decide to cut him, guess what? You're not getting paid those millions. Have fun. Have fun. We've just embarrassed you and shown that we're better than the UFC with our fucking lackluster drug testing, which is kind of rough. And the same with Sage Northcutt. Here's Cosmo Alexander. Casual fans don't know him. The hardcore guys know he's an absolute fucking savage of a kickboxer. Smashed Sage Northcutt in the fucking face. They could have easily fed Sage Northcutt a bum. You know what I mean? Do what Bellator does to their up-and-coming talent, like Jake Hager. Give them some fucking part-time fighters that work at fucking retail stores on the weekend. You know what I mean? They do plumbing in their off time. They don't even rest. They don't even train. They just do plumbing and they show up on fight night. You know, do that to Sage Northcutt. No, they wanted to make a statement that they have better fighters than the UFC. And they've done it with the... Notice their signings, guys. Notice their signings. They're not signing guys that are on the up. Sage Northcutt was losing fights in the UFC. He lost to fucking Mickey Gall. Mickey Gall's a decent fighter, but he's not special in any way whatsoever. You can't beat Diego Sanchez at this level. You're not a prospect in the UFC. You know what I'm saying? They knew exactly what they were doing, and they were going to embarrass the UFC roster. That's what they were planning on doing. Notice Eddie Alvarez, after wars and getting knocked out multiple times at the end of his career, that's when they took him. Former UFC champion. Plucked him right out. Oh, that's perfect. He's at his expiry date. We'll send him off with a good one. You know what I'm saying? Straight away, Eddie Alvarez gone. Sage Northcutt gone. Both getting knocked out in the first round. ONE FC making a statement. Making a fucking statement. Here's what I want it to become in the UFC. I don't want it to become boxing where there's so many fucking belts that you like. There's like 50 different belts for every weight class and you have no idea what's going on half the time unless you're really in the know in the sport. I really want there to be Bellator, 1FC, UFC, all like the WBC, WBA, but not as complex as that. I don't want promoters not having guys not fight each other whatsoever, but I'd like there to be super fights that are like interdimensional between them. So I actually want 1FC to succeed, and I want Bellator to succeed, and I think it is at the moment, because there's some, even though Bellator's kind of the place for the old timers right now, their champions are some tidy fucking champions. Douglas Lima in Bellator would be a handy, he would easily fit right into the top 5 of the UFC in the welterweight division. He would beat a lot of guys in that top 10 easily as well. Roy McDonald has a win over Woodley. You know, and people forget Roy McDonald's wins. He has a win over Woodley. Completely destroyed him. Hello! Fucking every day. My mum came home and ruined the video. I want to see super fights between the divisions. See you later, guys. Bye. Like and subscribe. I'm gonna fucking punch a hole in my wall, boys.